Hello, and welcome to the Mesa Public Schools Virtual College Fair. We are excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Daisha, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items to share. First, your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists will not be able to see or hear you. However, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type any questions you have for our presenters at any time, and they will be able to respond to you directly. This is one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website for other events happening today, as well as events happening tomorrow. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. I would now like to turn it over to our first institution, Art Academy of Cincinnati.
All right, sounds good. Share my screen real quick. All right, hi everyone. My name is Danielle. I'm with the Art Academy of Cincinnati, and today I'm going to be telling you all about our school program, but also Cincinnati, Ohio as well. So we are going to be a school of around 250 students. So it is going to be a more petite size institution. However, you're going to have a very robust and full experience at the Art Academy. So your average class size is going to be 8 students to 1 faculty member. And with our program at the Art Academy, it's going to be transdisciplinary. So whatever you're most interested in learning, you get to learn right away. And as you see on this page, it'll show you all of our different majors and minors. So again, it might look like a petite list, but really you get to carve out your own education, and really whatever you're wanting to learn, you get to learn about. So say, for instance, you come in and you want to be a design major. You could take classes in sculpture, print media, photography, creative writing, really anything you want to explore. We really encourage you to do so, not only so that it helps you with your own practice as a fine artist, creative writer, or designer, but also it's going to make you stand out on resumes as well, knowing so many different skills. And then if we hop right over here, it shows you what your time at the Art Academy is spent like. So you don't necessarily come in and doing like a standard math or science course or prerequisites. 2/3 of your time are going to be studio arts based, and 1/3 will be liberal arts based. So that's going to be focusing on your majors. So with that studio time, with maybe being a design major, you'll have your design classes, design electives, and then have time in your schedule for a lot more. And then 1/3 of that time will be focused on classes like artist as reader, artist as writer, and really kind of building those skills right away for the future too. And then to the people you'll be learning from are going to be creatives, whether that be in science field, writing, music, publishing, fine art. They're going to be your peers, but also people you learn from right away. Freshmen aren't necessarily even taught by TAs. You're going to be having your full-time faculty members there to really work one-on-one with you. And then with our facility, it is actually just going to be one building. So with that, it's going to be 2 old factories that we gutted down the middle and have a large staircase in between. And it's going to be very easy to get around the Art Academy. So with this, you'll have all your majors broken down to different levels. So for North will be the painting wing, the sculpture is going to be in the basement, dark room, photography wing will be on 3 North, and so on and so forth. And what's also nice about the Art Academy is that the building is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you want to come in at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. and work, you're more than welcome to. And the most important part about our facility is that our artist studios are really like the heartbeat of the school. So with that, all seniors and juniors have studios. And with this is anywhere from 3 to 4 students, whether that be best friends, students that work really well together. And with this is your space to create a body of work and really relax and reflect as well. Because with our curriculum, how it's set up is that once you are a junior and senior, it's a lot more self-guided, and it's a lot more of you focusing on your own journey and the own body of work of what you're really trying to say and how you want to say it. However, sometimes freshmen and sophomores wonder, well, where am I going to be if I don't have a studio? And with that, you're actually going to still be in the classroom working one-on-one with your faculty members. And our dorms are actually going to be apartment style. So you'll have access to laundry, you'll have a full kitchen, large windows, exposed brick. And what's really lovely about that as well is they are located just directly across the street from the Art Academy. So you don't have to worry about, commuting or walking a long distance in the morning or anything, or to get back to your dorm at night. It's going to be right there for you. And then with the city of Cincinnati, it is going to be a mid-sized city. It's going to be at the very corner near Indiana and Kentucky. And with this, we'll have all different types of galleries, museums, along with bakeries, art supplies shops, and so much more. And it's also going to be a really great creative city for you to really thrive in as well. So we'll have everything from Procter & Gamble, focusing on large design corporations, to even having a lot of different museums and galleries that students can do internships with, or even fine art studio internships. The sky's the limit for what students can do. And we really help students figure out as soon as sophomore year, what is their pathway? Not only who are you as a fine artist, creative writer, or designer, but where do you really see yourself working? Is that in a tattoo shop? Is that on a farm doing agriculture studies? Is it with thinking? Because our students really try to go outside the box with the type of careers they want to explore. So whether that be more traditional or maybe a little bit out there, we really hope and make you learn like there's so many different opportunities for you too. And then our application process is straightforward. You can apply online, whether it's on our website, Common App, or in person on paper. You do a portfolio review of 8 to 10 pieces of your strongest work, and that could be done in person, virtually, or submitted on our website. And then we also ask for a final transcript once you graduate. We also have a tuition promise. So the tuition you come in as a freshman will follow you until you're a senior. And then also we have entry scholarships for every student. So whether that is $8,000 to $16,000, we really prioritize giving entrance scholarships to every student as well. So this is a QR code in case you're interested in more information. But in case you want to come for a virtual tour, you can do that, or even come in person. We'd love to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Art Academy of Cincinnati. Our next institution is the Manhattan School of Music.
All right, hello everyone. Get this going. So, my name is Julia and I will be talking about the Manhattan School of Music today, as she said. MSM is a music conservatory, which means that all of our students are at MSM studying music performance degrees of some kind. And we're actually the largest standalone music conservatory in the United States. So why MSM? There are a lot of advantages to being in New York City. Obviously, it's one of the cultural capitals of the country and the world, and there are just endless opportunities to go see the opera, the ballet, the New York Philharmonic. You can hop on a 15-minute train ride to Carnegie Hall or Broadway. And then specifically our neighborhood is a very beautiful tree-lined neighborhood. We're right next to 2 parks and Columbia University and Barnard College campuses. So when you walk around, it's a very friendly feeling collegiate neighborhood. And then we also have a really special environment where our faculty and our staff and everyone around you is pushing you for artistic excellence and to be, mastering your craft, but they're doing it in a very supportive way. So we have 5 areas of study. At the bachelor's degree level, we offer musical theater, jazz, and classical performance. And then at the graduate level, we no longer offer musical theater, but we add in orchestral and contemporary performance. This is our list of current degree programs, and it's actually missing a degree that we just started offering, our 2-year professional performance diploma, which is another postmaster's option if you already have your master's. So since we're a conservatory, the curriculum is very standard. For your first 2 years, you take the theory, history, oral skills, piano skills. You have a weekly private lesson with your primary teacher. And then of course you have large and small ensembles and some humanities thrown in there. We are just under 1,000 students, and actually about half of our students are international students coming from between 40 and 50 different countries each year. You can see we also have a large number of performance spaces, practice rooms, and a wonderful artist faculty that are there as a resource to you. I'm just going to breeze through these so you can get a taste of our spaces. That's our main stage hall, one of our mid-sized halls, Greenfield. We do have recording studios, and all of our venues are set up for live streaming and recording. And you would get a copy of that for free anytime you perform. And then 3 of our smaller spaces. We do have 2 large buildings that are attached. One houses our dormitories, so we joke that in the winter you don't have to go outside if you don't want to. You can roll out of bed and down to rehearsal or the cafeteria. In your first 2 years as an undergraduate, you'd be required to live in those dorms. After that, as a grad or upperclassman, you have the choice to stay or not. And all the rooms have these incredible, beautiful views of our neighborhood. I won't focus too much on the clubs, but we do have wonderful student life, student engagement events happening all the time. And this list of clubs is always changing. We've already added 2 more organizations this year. I'll also just quickly mention that we do have a study abroad program and a cross-registration program with Barnard College that you can do as an upperclassman. And then CME, our Center for Music Entrepreneurship. They're a gig referral service to get you some work while you're a student. They also teach curriculum. We'll teach you how to build a website, do your taxes, all that fun stuff. So MSM applications opened on September 1st and they're due December 1st. So if you haven't started one, you're not too late. For many majors, that application will include pre-screening videos for your instrument. And then you would hear back in late December to find out if you've been invited to a live or recorded this year audition. We do offer financial aid. I should mention all of our students are considered for scholarship, and those range from a few $1,000s to full tuition, depending on the student and your audition and your financial situation. But we definitely want to make it possible for everyone to attend MSM financially. I will throw my email and a contact form in the chat, but if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Manhattan School of Music. Our next institution is the New England Conservatory of Music.
Wonderful. Hello, everyone. All right. So, hello, my name is Chanel. I am one of the admissions and financial aid counselors at NEC. And I'm here just to share a little bit with you about the school. So, NEC is an independent conservatory. That means a few things. We are not on the Common App, so we have our own application. Within our admissions process, there's a strong focus on the audition. And as for financial aid, being a small school, we do have funds for our students. About 98% of our students are receiving some amount of financial aid. And again, because we're small, it's quite easy to get in touch with any of our staff, especially in the admissions office. So our campus is located right in the heart of Boston. On campus, we have 8 concert halls, 200 practice spaces, a residence and dining hall that's open and available to all of our students. And then we have our own health center and mental health counseling center that has a full slate of services that are available to all of our students as well. As for our size, as I mentioned, we are quite small. So we have about 800 students, half of which are undergraduate, the other half are graduate. And then we do have about 40% international students who represent over 39 different countries. And then within our US students, domestically, we represent about 46 different states across the US. And we have about 200 faculty and staff. As for our focuses, students at NEC major in either classical music, jazz, or contemporary improvisation. Contemporary improvisation might sound the most unfamiliar of those. It's a program that allows students to study improvisation across a number of different genres. So we have students who may be interested in rock, and some students who are interested in maybe Persian traditional music or something else. So there's a really wide variety of focuses within the contemporary improvisation program. So our three most popular academic programs are our Bachelor of Music program, our 5-year dual degree programs, and then our Master of Music program. The Bachelor of Music program is your pretty typical either performance or composition degree in music. Our dual degree programs allow our students to obtain a music degree from NEC and then a degree in another academic area of focus from either Tufts University or from Harvard University. The Tufts program gives students 2 bachelor's degrees, and the Harvard program gives students a bachelor's degree from Harvard and a master's degree from NEC. So as with the 5-year programs, they are quite rigorous and competitive to enter. So the audition process and application process is a bit more involved for those programs. So our curriculum we like to describe as being about 80% music coursework and performance opportunities, and then 20% liberal arts. So within your music portion of things, your private lessons will be sort of the biggest part of that. All of our students receive weekly lessons each semester. And then we have a myriad of different performance opportunities, all of which are kind of listed here. So that will really, along with your music courses, make up the music portion of the curriculum. All of our students do take music theory and music history courses throughout their programs as well. And then we do have coursework in an area called entrepreneurial musicianship. And this is a program that really helps prepare students to launch into the music world with the mind of an entrepreneur, because we really want to see our students leave and have successful music careers. So they provide within that office a number of resources, workshops, and courses that can really help students in that way. And then our community engagement office provides a number of fellowship opportunities each year for students to have paid performance engagements in the community throughout Greater Boston. And then, as I mentioned, the other 20% of the curriculum covers liberal arts coursework. So that could range from anything being history, philosophy, social sciences courses, English courses, and then you have a number of free electives that you can take as well. So just in closing, our goal with students coming to NEC is really to develop students who can have a really broad career in music, and not only be deeply focused in their area of musical study, but we include that liberal arts curriculum because we really want our students to be able to engage in a broader way with the culture and the world at large, and really consider the ways that your music impacts more than just simply the study of your music, but the ways that it plays into other parts of the world and society. So finally, next steps would be for those who are interested to go ahead and apply. The link here will take you right to our How to Apply page, which has all the details of the application process and all the details as well of the audition requirements. We have resumed in-person visits to campus, so if any of you are going to be nearby, we would love to see you on campus. And we do also have options for virtual visits and one-to-one meetings with our admissions staff. All right, thank you.
Thank you, New England Conservatory of Music. Our next institution is the Los Angeles College of Music.
Hey there, everybody. So glad to be here. My name is Emilio Rodriguez, and I'm the Director of Admissions at LA College of Music. I'm going to go ahead and just put our info request link right in the chat right now. I'm going to try to be concise for the sake of this presentation, but I definitely want to be able to answer all of your questions. Let me go ahead and share my screen for you. So LA College of Music, we've been connecting students to the music industry since 1996. And like I said just a moment ago, I'm the director of admissions. So what does that mean? To me, that means that it's really my job to help you picture yourself here. I am actually from Arizona myself, so I have an idea of what it's like to be in your shoes, thinking about a creative career and just wanting to figure out what's going to be the best fit for me to be successful as a student, but also to reach my career goals. So hopefully we'll help you get on the right track there. So our story, we were created by musicians, for musicians, and it was really our goal to create a training program that would prepare students to compete in the commercial music industry. So we are a contemporary commercial music school with a focus in building the next leaders in the music industry here in LA and around the world. So our mission, the LACM is an incubator for limitless creativity, discovery-based music education, connecting innovative curriculum and industry relationships. We'll get a bit deeper into what exactly that means in just a moment, but we do rank among some of the top conservatories in the US, ranking at the top on the West Coast, and we have consistently been featured in Billboard's top music business schools. So how do we connect our students to the music industry? The first point that I would give you is that all of your faculty are working professionals in the industry right now. So they include seasoned professionals that can tell you all about their past and their earlier days, identify how things have changed. We've all seen a lot of changes with COVID, but your faculty are currently working. So there's lots of opportunities for them to connect you with while you're a student, after you graduate. And you have the benefit of working with Grammy winners, with people that win People's Choice Awards, people that currently work at Disney or for places like BMG. So that's awesome. We do also host a ton of master classes, panels, and field trips. So to give you an idea, we have done field trips to the secret Spotify studios where you get to meet with the Spotify team that records people like Camila Cabello, and really learn what it's like to work some of those industry jobs that maybe you didn't know much about before. We want to help you create a pathway to those places. And we do also have an internship program with our career services department. It's a really robust internship program. Before you take an internship with us, we actually have a whole class that prepares you for it. So you're going into the experience knowing how to stand out positively in an interview. You know how to write your resume. You know what are the proper job boards to get industry jobs. And you have a counselor that you can call and book meetings with. In fact, they're actually required as a part of the bachelor program, so that you're able to bridge those gaps. And so we have the 100% placement rate. You are required to do one with the bachelor program, but of course, if you have other internships that you've sourced yourself, you could do more as well. So to give you an idea of what types of programs we have bass performance, brass and woodwinds, drum, guitar, piano, vocal, producing and recording, composing for visual media, songwriting, and music business. And we'll go over some of these other topics as well. But just to give you an idea of what stands out in our performance program, you're going to have weekly private lessons, junior, senior recitals, things that you might see at other schools as well. But something that's a little bit more unique is that we do have music industry, which would be business courses, production courses, and composition courses included, even as a performance major. So we do offer them in different levels that you can see here, but 90% of our students are starting at the bachelor level, and we are introducing a new master's program this fall. Production is also very popular at LACM. You'll be using Pro Tools, especially if you're wanting to do the music producing and recording major. You'll also use Ableton and Logic, which is a predominant program for our Composing for Visual Media program. Unique things about these courses is that if you're in the producing and recording track, you're going to be getting classes in instrumentals as well. You're going to be getting classes in songwriting. You're going to be learning the ins and outs of both producing and recording, but really being able to handle your work as a composer as well. And the Composing for Visual Media program, this is composing for film, television, video games. We give you experience doing all of those in-house, and we partner with schools like the New York Film Academy to add sound to their films. Industry and composition, both of these programs are led by Erin Workman, who's the executive vice president of the school. And what's really unique about these is that you get a lot of opportunities to be seen by the outside music industry. So songwriting, for instance, you have 12 showcases over the course of your studies here. Every single quarter, you'll be able to showcase for people that work for companies like Billboard, for Universal Music, and you'll get feedback about your original compositions. A lot of the time they actually follow up with you, and you may be reviewed by the same person more than once. We've had some students that are able to get publishing deals out of these type of showcases, but it's a great way to monitor your growth. You don't want to wait until your senior year before you get up on stage. So for us, you're getting on stage right away. And our music business coursework is unique because it does also offer performance classes, which is pretty unique. We have a 6-step application process. You can learn more about that when you request info, but we do offer fully online options as well as opportunities to visit in person. I think that your gut feeling about a school is really what's going to tell you what to do. So if you can get online with us or make it to campus, we'd love to show you around. I know we're probably cutting it close to time here, so I'll just give you a couple ideas of what you might be doing after you graduate LACM. We have direct connections to showcase for places like American Idol. So we've had students get featured on that show through auditions that they have at our school. We have students who are independent artists that are able to get millions of their own streams. This student, Sandro Cavaza, he's been able to play with Avicii, Kygo, Estradin. Whether you want to be an independent artist or work behind the scenes in the music industry, we have options for you, and services that give you about 50 events per year to get connected to the music industry. If you have any questions, I'd love to get in contact with you. I'll go ahead and put my information in the chat. Great getting to know you.
Thank you, Los Angeles College of Music. Bio institution is California College of Arts.
Hi everyone, just bear with me while I share my screen. Awesome. Nice to meet everyone. My name is Claudia Molina. I'm from California College of the Arts, located in the Bay Area. So CCA is currently a 2-campus school. We have a campus in Oakland and in San Francisco. Our historic campus in Oakland does house all of our fine art programs, and our San Francisco campus houses all of the design programs. So I'm also an alum of the college. I graduated in 2016 from the painting and drawing program. And one of the things that initially drew me to CCA was the overlap with all of these programs. CCA is constantly thinking about the crossover between fine art and design. So within a lot of these programs, there's a lot of overlap and opportunity to kind of explore outside of your practice. So me being a painting and drawing major, I dabbled a lot in textiles and sculpture. But some of the other courses that kind of cross over a lot are fashion and textiles, graphic design, and printmaking. So again, a lot of opportunity for you to kind of like think outside of the box and explore and experiment as much as possible. So upon coming to CCA, you start a first year program, essentially meaning that you'll be taking drawing, 2D, 3D, and 4D. In addition to that, we do have some humanities and science courses, kind of like our gen ed equivalent. So you take intro to the arts and intro to the modern arts, writing 1, foundations and critical studies. We do have math and science requirements later on down the line in your sophomore and junior year, but thankfully it's just art school, math and science. So we are a small school, so we have about, a little over 1,200 students, and it's really important to kind of think about that when you're going through the process of finding schools. Just having come from a small visual and performing arts school in Miami, I knew when I was applying to colleges and universities, I wanted something similar. I wanted to have more one-on-one attention with my professors. So that's something to think about, again, when you go through this process. So we're a small school, 8-to-1 student-teacher ratio. We really want to focus on the relationships between students and faculty. Mentorship is a huge part of our values as a school. We really believe that your faculty are your biggest resource at the college. So I said earlier that we are a 2-campus college, but we're actually in the process of closing down our Oakland campus and moving all of those programs and facilities to San Francisco. So in doing that, we're expanding on our SF campus. We just opened up our new student housing. It's actually now a requirement that students live on campus their first 2 years. But in addition to that, that also means a lot more facilities and studio space for students to work in. So this is the new dining hall for students. It's right across the street from our San Francisco campus. There's also a dining hall for students to eat in. The dorms are kind of doubles, so 2 students to a room. We do have dorms for continuing students and transfer students, and those are more apartment style. So I know that for a lot of parents specifically, it's pretty scary having their child go to art school. I speak from personal experience. But there's actually a lot of opportunity within art and design, specifically in the Bay Area. The Bay Area is kind of a hub for these industries. That's something that I really thought of when I was going through this process. But 83% of our students are employed within 12 months of graduating and are working within their field, which is really nice. And the way that we help facilitate student success is through required internships for a lot of our programs, particularly the design programs. It's a requirement that they have a paid internship in order to even graduate. And again, one of the best resources are our professors and faculty. A lot of our faculty are working in these companies, and a lot of these companies are based in the Bay Area. So there's a lot of opportunity for success. In addition to that, we hold an annual career expo on campus where over 200 companies within the Bay Area, featured on this slide and in the previous slide, come meet our students for internship and job opportunities. So just for you to get an idea of the type of work that you'd be making at CCA, I wanted to showcase an alum of the college. Esther was actually an illustration major, but a lot of her work ended up including a lot of furniture and textiles. And I just wanted you to really get a sense of the nuance within our programs. We really want you to think outside of the box. Just because you're an illustration major doesn't mean you have to your work has to solely exist within the digital space. So admissions requirements, pretty standard like most art schools. Our application, you can find us on our website or on the Common App, a personal essay. I definitely recommend you trying to stand out in your essay as much as possible. Official transcripts, a letter of recommendation, at least one. Proof of English proficiency if you are an international student, and then of course a portfolio, 10 to 15 pieces on slide room. So in our portfolio, we really like to see a lot of experimentation and innovation and well-documented pieces. It's important to note that every art school is kind of different, so we're all looking for different things. So I would definitely recommend attending National Portfolio Day. If you have one in a city near you, there are virtual National Portfolio Days. It's a great way for you to kind of meet other schools and kind of get a sense of what they're looking for. So I know financial aid is another big thing. We try to be really, really generous with our financial aid because we know that a lot of students obviously can't afford to go to college. You are automatically considered for merit scholarship upon applying by our February 1st deadline. And I hope that was pretty painless and concise. Again, my name is Claudia. It was a pleasure to present to you all. I will leave my information in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you, California College of Art. I would now like to invite all of our panelists to join me on video for a brief Q&A. Awesome. You all can feel free to share in the order you presented. My first question to you is, what is some advice you would share to a student going through the college search process?
I would say be strategic on how many schools you apply to. Some applications cost quite a bit of money. So really maybe look at your top 5 schools and really narrow those down, go to campus, check them out before you apply to a lot of different ones.
Sure. I would say definitely take the time to reach out to faculty at the school. Some admissions offices can connect you to current students, but basically gather as much information from the people that are there to help you discover if that school is where you want to spend the next few years of your life. Faculty usually, I'll just speak for MSM, are happy to hear from prospective students. I think that's true most places. So start building that relationship now, and it'll make your decision in April a lot easier.
For me, I would say definitely also check out faculty, see what they're up to, see what their careers look like, check out what students at your prospective schools are up to, and definitely if there's any way for you to either visit or do virtual visits, do those kind of things to get the gut feel for the right institution for you.
I would say to get a few things in mind that you're really interested in, and just be really clear on those things, even if you don't know exactly what you see yourself doing in the future, because it can be kind of early to have a clear picture of that. I would say just know a few things that you're really interested in, and have those in mind to help you just have good questions for the people you're connecting with at different schools.
And for me, I would say not to get discouraged if you're not connecting with a school. Don't feel pressured to kind of follow the grain. There are a bunch of different schools out there, and it's really about kind of what fits best for you. And if what fits best for you isn't what everyone else is doing, that's okay.
Awesome. Wonderful advice. My next question is, what is one myth you would like to debunk about the admissions process?
That you are just a number. You definitely have an advocate for you in admissions. Usually admissions counselors have a region, and definitely they will be there to help you every step of the way. Just don't be afraid to ask questions.
I guess I would say that when counselors and faculty are reviewing students, there's kind of a belief that we're like checking off boxes as we go through applications, and that's definitely not true in most cases. We're trying to learn about you as a human being and you as an artist, and the more that you can show that in your application, in your essays, in your audition or your portfolio, depending on your kind of art, the better. So the more you can personalize, the easier it is for us to advocate for you and understand if you'll be a great community member.
The myth I would say is that I can't afford college. I think for many students, it sometimes can seem like a big looming thing, affording a school that you're really interested in. But I do believe that there is money and there are funds for students to really be able to attend the schools that you want to. It does certainly take work to find those funds, but I encourage you to start looking early and doing some research into different scholarship opportunities, because they are out there. You just have to do some digging. And then when you get to your schools and you're able to talk with financial aid reps, don't be afraid to ask for what you might need, because you never know what the answer could be, even if it seems like asking for more aid might not be a good idea. Always ask, because you never know what the result could be.
for me, the myth that I would like to debunk would be that you need a 4.0 to get a scholarship. Definitely at our school, we have academic scholarships available, but we also have merit scholarships available. And sometimes we have students that qualify for both. So, I would definitely say apply for as many scholarships as you can, as early as you can. Our school, we have our priority app on November 15th. But the earlier you apply, the more likely you might be to be able to get some funding.
Yeah, and I guess I'll just kind of piggyback off what Julia was saying. I think it's really important that within your application, you give us a sense of who you are, whether that be in your essay or in your art portfolio, in our case. Those are really great ways to stand out, and they're great ways for us to advocate for more scholarship for you. So, don't be afraid to really illustrate to us your point of view and perspective, because that in itself is unique and interesting, and again, makes it all more easy to advocate on your behalf.
Wonderful. Thank you all. And my final question is, what is one thing you would like students to remember about your college or university?
I would say for the Art Academy of Cincinnati that we definitely have more of a family vibe at our school, mainly because we are so small that if you don't even know someone's name, you definitely know their artwork. And it's going to be a place where you can really feel free to be yourself and as creative as you want to be in your own terms for that as well.
I think I'm going to sound like I'm repeating Danielle, but I was just going to say, I think we have a really special community. They're incredibly hardworking students and faculty pursuing their art, but it feels like, a family where you know everyone around you and you're working together and collaborating.
I will triple the piggyback and also echo that we are a small school. I'll use this metaphor. We're kind of like a small fish in a big pond in a good way, because we're a very small school in the middle of Boston, surrounded by all these other colleges, many of which are music schools and art schools that our students are able to collaborate with. So not only do you have access to the resources at NEC, but you have access to all of the other resources that the college community in Boston has to offer.
For LACM, I would say that I would want students to remember that we're here in the heart of the music industry. So if you are looking for more of a contemporary commercial kind of route, this could be a really great spot for you. It doesn't hurt that you have a ton of days of sunshine, but like the other schools have mentioned, we have a great community and definitely a family type of feel. We have a sense on campus where everybody's welcome, no matter where you're from, what you believe in, what your personal choices are in life. And we just want you to feel great while you're a student.
And I guess for CCA, if you are a visual artist or aspiring designer, if you're really interested in experimentation and just exploring kind of outside of your medium, then we would be a really great fit for you. We really want you to think about other ways to evolve your practice and to elevate the work that you're making, and to really think outside of the box, as cliche as that sounds.
Awesome. Sounds like some incredible places to be. Thank you all for your time tonight and presenting on your institutions. We are running out of time, so I'd like to share my screen just one more time with you all and share a few housekeeping notes. So thank you all for joining us, all of our attendees who joined us live, as well as those who are watching on demand. For our live visitors, when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we appreciate any feedback you can provide to us. I encourage you to check back on the schedule and sign up for more sessions today as well as tomorrow. And you will be able to find the recording of this session as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Greater Arizona. Thank you once again, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.